Hello everyone, this is Robert with 50 Years of Chess. I hope you're all well and you're enjoying the summer still, what's left of it, and especially enjoying the chess games. Thank you subscribers, thank you every one of you for subscribing. I really hope you've been enjoying the games. I hope that if you're someone who doesn't play much chess but you just like the game, that you might find something instructive and interesting in these games, and perhaps even consider joining a chess club where you can improve and get better. You don't get better overnight. It takes years, of course, a lot of dedication, a lot of training, a lot of studying of chess openings and people who play chess, learning how to play. It's not just pushing pieces around. You've got to know systems and openings. It's all very intricate stuff, you know. So I'm going to show you a game today. I played it about an hour or so ago on chesscop.com against a person named Scaris, rated 1702 on there. I'm 1713, and this is in the 10-minute rapid play game. So we don't get an awful lot of time, but we get enough to be able to play a decent game. I'm black in this game, Scaris is white, and it's a very interesting game, as I'll show you. And he's a very aggressive player as well. So let's have a look. The game opened with e4 from Scaris. I played e6, d4, d5, knight c3, pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, bishop d7. This is what's known as the Rubinstein-Fort Knox variation of the French defense. So this is very well known. It's very interesting because white has a hard time breaking down black's defense in this opening. My son, who's pretty much an expert on this opening, rarely loses with it. I haven't been able to beat him when he plays it. So let's have a look. White continued with knight f3, bishop c6, bishop d3, knight on b8 to d7, c4, knight f6, queen c2, bishop e7, bishop g5, and I played h6. Now, as you can see, he has a lot of control. He's got more space. He's got a lot of control of the fifth rank. That's the one along where the bishop, the white bishop is, all along there on the black square, all along there from h5 right across to a5 or a5 to h5. He's got a lot of control, but I'm doing okay. So let's see how it goes. He took the knight with the bishop. Now I've got three choices I could take with the pawn, which I've had played against me and was successful, and I lost that game. I don't know how to play that line. I've never really tried, but the person who beat me with it was very much expert at it, I think. I've also got bishop takes or knight takes. Now if I go knight takes on f6, he plays knight f6 and bishop takes f6, that white diagonal with the queen and bishop still exists and is still strong. Should he get it the other way around with the bishop behind the queen, he'd have a mating attack, and he may well find a way of doing that during the game. The other one I can play is bishop takes on f6, which is interesting because should he go knight takes bishop, then I play knight takes knight on f6. Then I have my Norman knight on f6 protecting the h7 square should I wish to castle. So I played bishop takes knight. No, sorry. I played bishop takes bishop, knight takes bishop, knight takes knight on f6. And he's pushed the pawn on to d5. That's very bold. It opens up my king. E takes d5, and he didn't retake, he castled. This is so that if I played pawn takes pawn and got greedy, he can play bishop takes pawn, and he's attacking my queen with the castle, and he's got a really ready-made attack. It's not good for me to do that, so I castle for safety. Now I'm a bit happier. I'm expecting pawn takes pawn still, but no, he played knight into e5. It's a good move. Now I've got to do something about this pawn exchange, so I push the pawn on to d4. This keeps his file closed, and it's nothing there for the rook on d1 attacking my queen should that be opened with pawn takes pawn. So I pushed it on. That won't happen now. At the risk of knight takes bishop, which he did, pawn takes. I've got doubled pawns, which is weakening, but if it all goes well and he doesn't play c5, I can push the c5 pawn for me, and then that would connect with the d4 pawn, and I've got a pass pawn which is supported. Very good. And he played f3. So he's played f3. That gives him the d4 square, which is protected by bishop and queen. I can't go on there with my knight, and I can't go to g4 either, but I can play c5. This is what I wanted to play. I'm really, really happy with this. I've now got a pawn up and a solid position, and for the first time in the game, I feel like I'm absolutely equal with him, despite the pawn being doubled pawn, because it's also opened up the b file for my rook on b8 to attack the queen and the king on b2. So he's played g5. Now he's getting very aggressive. He's pushing his pawns and he wants to bust me open. I've got to be a bit careful, but if I play this right, I know it'll be okay. So I played the knight back to d7, so that if he pushed the pawn on, I can take it with my queen, and I have a check as well. So he's played h5. He's really trying to attack now. He wants to push that pawn on, and then move the other pawn up and push the g pawn on as well, forcing me to have to take. So I've got a bit of work to do here just to get safe. He's really tucking me now. So I moved my knight up into e5, where I got a chance to swap off that bishop if he doesn't move it. I'm also attacking this f pawn. So he's played bishop, which is the correct move. He played bishop to e4. It's kind of forced because it's saving his bishop and protecting the f pawn. So that helped me to assemble my own counter-attack with rook b8, homing down on that b2 pawn. I'm really pleased with this. Now this is where it gets risky. He's played g5. Now if I play pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, the game's not going to last long because he will get me down on that open h file. So I have to keep it closed like I did earlier by pushing the h pawn up one. And then he's played the pawn on to f4, attacking the knight. So I can play the knight into 4, and I'm keeping everything closed here around my king, keeping it safe as possible. And he's played queen to e2. I played my queen up, hitting his pawn, which is hanging on f4. I'll get a check with that. So he's come into f6. So now he's protecting that pawn, and I was able now to bring my knight into this wonderful square on e3. I really, really like my position now. I've got a great knight. I'm attacking the rook, and I'm also attacking the pawn on c4. So the rook on d1 is under attack, and he's played it to d3. Knight takes pawn, and he's played queen takes pawn on h5, so he's threatening checkmate here. But I knew this was coming. I knew this pawn would drop if I took that pawn, but I can take this pawn on f4 check, b1. I went rook takes pawn on b2 check. He's got to go in the corner, which is good for me. He's gone king a1, but he's got a bishop hanging on e4, so I can take the bishop, which was the right move. So to keep the attack going, I've played rook takes pawn check on a2. I've completely sacrificed this rook, but I believe there is a checkmate coming. King takes, queen f2 check. He's got to come forward, and he did to b3. So now bring my knight back to a5 check. If you look, he's only got 2 squares he can move on, and that's either a3 or a4. So he's gone to a4, and now I check him with queen a2. So he can stop this check, but he can't stop the checkmate. As he goes rook a3, then queen into c4, king takes knight, queen check, and he goes down to a6. I don't need to take the rook, that would be a mistake. I just bring the queen down to b6 checkmate. So I hope you enjoyed the game. I'll bring some more to you as soon as I can. I've put an awful lot of games on now, so I'm getting a little low, but I'll always try and bring you some of these quick play games that I play in, because they're quite exciting games. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Thank you.